Greetings, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the UAE Ministry of Economy and the annual investment meeting, we would like to welcome you all to the third day of AIM Digital 2020. Welcome to One Belt, One Road pillar at the Sustainable City Auditorium. We have covered many aspects for future cities in the past 2 days. But now, last but not the least, we will look into One Belt and One Road pillar. Just a few technical reminding notes before we get started. If you experience any issues with your audio or video during the conference, just refresh your browser and that should take care of everything. If you have any questions for our speakers or panel members, please do feel free to post your questions on the video wall, which is on the right-hand side of your screen. We will share with our speaker at the end of the session, and they will reply to you through the video wall or through the email afterwards. If you'd like to connect with our speakers, please move to the home lobby page. You can find the speaker by typing their names under Networking tab on the right-hand corner of your screen. We welcome all of our audience to interact with each other through our networking features. And also, please feel free to tag us on our social media handles with the hashtag AIMDigital. Digital Silk Road has been bringing new waves of technological opportunities for rising economies along the Belt and Road countries. Through the Digital Silk Road and the Belt and Road Initiative, more broadly, it is aimed to strengthen internet infrastructure, deepen space cooperation, develop common technology standards, and improve the efficiency of policing systems among the Belt and Road countries. Today, let's walk along the new Silk Road and discuss about the trending topics among the bold Belt and Road Initiative. Our first OBOR session is titled BRI Sustainable Investment and Investment Trends in Post-Crisis Era. The session will focus on the latest trends in Belt and Road Initiative investment and present the latest hotspots and changes in BRI countries and regions. 3 leaders are gathering here today to discuss the vision and actions for further investment and how to expand the scope to deal with BRI countries' latest trends and changes in the post-crisis era. First, I'd like to invite Ms. Li Suman, who is the Director General of Qingdao Municipal Commerce Bureau, China. She used to be the Chief of Land Construction, Land Planning, Bureau of Qingdao Free Trade Port Zone Management Committee, and more. Let's hear from her what her city, Qingdao, which is one of the most developed cities in China, has been doing in fighting with the pandemic crisis and economic crisis. Qingdao, as one of the most important BRI cities, what are the latest investment trends? Welcome, Ms. Li Suman.
尊敬的各国政府和企业界的各位嘉宾，女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家好！很高兴参加阿联酋2020年线上国际投资年会。自去年12月以来，青岛市商务局与阿联酋国际投资年会组委会多次交流，双方正式签署建立经济合作伙伴关系备忘录。在阿联酋国际投资年会和青岛跨国公司领导人峰会相互组团参会，阿方来青岛设立中国阿联酋国际客厅等方面达成共识，共同积极推进双方经贸合作。鉴于疫情的影响，阿联酋国际投资年会改为线上方式进行。我通过网络向各位简要地介绍中国青岛的事情和中国上海合作组织地方经贸合作示范区的有关的情况。青岛呢，地处中国山东半岛，广海之滨，在“一带一路”倡议中呢，被定位为新亚欧大陆桥经济走廊的主要节点城市和海上合作的战略支点，是中国沿海重要的经济中心城市。形象的讲，青岛的身份识别码呢，主要有4个1.2，即陆域面积约1.2万平方公里，海域面积大于1.2万平方公里， GDP 呢约1.2万亿人民币，财政收入超过1200亿，拥有1000万勤劳质朴的市民。青岛是中国首批沿海开放的城市，5个计划单列市之一，品牌众多，经济繁荣，形成了门类齐全、 基础雄厚、特色鲜明的现代产业体系，培育出了海尔、海信、青岛啤酒、中车四方等世界知名的企业，与全球216个国家和地区有贸易往来，有144家境外世界500强企业在青岛投资。2019年货物进出口近860亿美元，实际使用外资近60亿美元，是世界银行评选的中国投资环境金牌城市，福布斯发布的中国大陆最佳商业城市10强之一。2019年，青岛与阿联酋贸易额将近7亿美元，同比增长了40%，其中出口是4.7亿美元，同比增长了31%，进口2.3亿美元，同比增长了63%。截止目前，阿联酋累计在青岛投资了43个项目，实际投资达到7500多万美元。青岛对阿联酋的投资项目也有27个，那么我们的投资也大约在1200万美元左右。中国杂交水稻育种专家袁隆平先生带领的青岛海水稻研发团队与迪拜酋长私人办公室形成合作，建立荒漠化土地改良人造绿洲研究示范平台，旨在打造沙漠绿洲数字化农业新模式，建设绿色地带。实验种植取得了初步的成功，目前正在进行进一步的商业化拓展。青岛是中国东部重要的国际性的港口城市，海陆空交通网络发达，拥有世界第7大港口青岛港，与全球177个港口保持通航，高速公路和铁路网络四通八达。青岛机场拥有国内航线157条，包括直飞阿联酋迪拜的国际航线27条，港澳台地区的航线3条。2019年全年机场旅客达到了2500万人次。新建的4F 级机场将于今年年底投入使用。青岛是中国著名的滨海度假旅游城市和国家历史文化名城，风景秀丽，气候宜人，东无沿海，夏无酷暑，是著名的避暑胜地，有山有海有湾有滩有岛有林有湖有田，可以说城市的风姿绰约，海纳百川，开放时尚。青岛是中国北方一座极富人文魅力与发展潜力的沿海开放城市，年接待的游客过1人次，其中出入境游客达到360多万人次。各位朋友，青岛是一座青春之岛，是一个正在创业的城市，是城市当中的独角兽。我们期待与海内外的朋友一起共享发展机遇，书写更多的互惠共赢的发展故事。在此我也愿意隆重地推出青岛最响亮的名片之一——中国上海合作组织地方经贸合作示范区。2018年6月，在青岛举办的上海合作组织成员国元首理事会第18次会议上，国家主席习近平正式宣布，中国政府支持在青岛建设中国上海合作组织地方经贸合作示范区。这一国家战略为青岛与屏幕前的各位企业家之间带来了新的合作发展机遇。上合示范区是目前国际上唯一一个以推动上合组织国家之间经贸合作为目标的经贸园区，具有唯一性、独特性、示范性。上合示范区旨在打造“一带一路”国际合作的新平台。我们愿与所有“一带一路”沿线国家共同努力，着力推动东西双向互济、陆海内外联动的开放合作发展新格局。重点我们在5个方面寻求合作。一是建设互联互通的国际物流中心。上合示范区坐落于青岛胶州湾的北岸，距离空港青岛新建的胶东国际机场10公里，海港青岛前湾港15公里，铁路港 上河多式联运中心15公里，到青岛主城区车程仅需要半个小时，海陆空铁多式联运高效衔接。上河示范区东接日韩面向亚太地区，西接上合组织国家，南连东盟，北接盟俄，可以说区位优势非常的明显。目前上河多式联运中心常态化开行17条国际国内班列，今年的1到8月呢，齐鲁号的欧亚班列开行了233列，辐射哈萨克斯坦、塔吉克斯坦、乌兹别克斯坦、白俄罗斯等“一带一路”沿线国家。二是呢，建立互利互惠的现代贸易中心。青岛作为中国重要的对外贸易口岸城市，依靠门类齐全的产业优势，今年上半年实现了进出口额408亿美元，进出口的规模平稳增长，没有因疫情影响而减少。下一步，我们将在搭建国际贸易平台、提升贸易自由化和便利化的水平，支持跨境电商发展，扩大服务贸易规模等方面继续努力，打造更加便捷、高效、繁荣的营商环境，推动上合组织以及“一带一路”沿线国家共享现代贸易增长的成果。三是建设互促互进的双向投资中心。目前，青岛市已与全球61个国家和地区的111个城市建立了经济合作伙伴关系。10月16到18日，2020上海合作组织国际投资贸易博览会在青岛成功举办，来自“一带一路”沿线国家的政府机构、经贸团体、专家学者等300多人，以及中外500多家企业参会，共同谋求上河示范区投资贸易的发展机遇。我们热情地欢迎各国企业来青岛考察，开展多领域的产业合作。四是建设互学互鉴的商旅文交流中心。青岛愿意与世界各国企业加强在旅游、文化等方面的合作，共同扩大旅游市场的规模。同时，我们也热烈地欢迎“一带一路”沿线国家的大学与青岛的高校之间开展教育文化合作，增强交流，进一步增进各国人民之间的人文交流和友谊。五是呢，建设面向未来的海洋合作中心。青岛拥有海洋试点国家实验室、国家深海基地等一大批国字号的海洋科研机构，聚集了全国近30%的涉海院士，近1/3的部级以上的涉海高端的研发平台，是中国著名的海洋科技产业名城。我们热烈地欢迎世界各国的朋友与我市在海洋科技研究、海洋资源的综合利用、海洋生态的环境保护、海洋科技的人才培育、海洋产业发展等方面开展合作，共谋海洋产业发展未来。女士们、先生们，青岛市政府高度重视与包括阿联酋在内的“一带一路”沿线国家开展交流与合作，实现优势互补、发展共赢。希望以此次活动为契机，进一步增进友谊，深化交流。热忱的期待意境花开时，大家来青岛观光、旅游、交流、合作，面向世界开放的青岛欢迎你。最后，我衷心的祝愿本次阿联酋国际投资年会取得圆满的成功。谢谢大家。
Thank you very much, Ms. Li Suman, for your wonderful presentation and great leadership. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Daniel Lam, who is the Regional Director of Middle East and Africa of Hong Kong Trade Development Council. In this position, he is responsible for the supervision and implementation of the Council's activities of promoting Hong Kong in the region. Let's learn the perspectives from Hong Kong.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to have this opportunity to share with you all on the business opportunities arising from the Belt Road Initiative particularly how Hong Kong and Hong Kong Trade Development Council can help facilitate such important collaborations. The Belt Road Initiative is a global development strategy adopted by the Chinese government, involving infrastructure development and investments in 152 countries and international organizations in Asia, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and the Americas, in a bid to enhance regional connectivity and embrace a brighter future. The Belt and Road Initiative is a game changer for the whole Asia region and even for the world. To be more specific, Belt and Road Initiative aims to promote connectivity in 5 aspects. First, policy coordination. Countries along the Belt and Road are meant to jointly provide policy support for political cooperation and large-scale project implementation. Second, facilities connectivity. Efforts will be made to connect the Belt and Road countries by establishing an infrastructure network that includes railways, highways, air routes, telecommunications, oil and natural gas pipelines, and ports. Third, trade and investment. Steps will be taken to promote regional economic integration, propel trade development through investment, strengthen cooperation in the supply chain with all related countries. Fourth, financial integration. Action will be taken to enhance coordination in monetary policy and bilateral financial cooperation. Fifth, cultural exchange. Efforts will be made to promote exchanges and dialogues between different cultures. The Belt and Road Initiative offers global businesses unparalleled opportunities to take into new markets and explore the tremendous potential for countries along the Belt and Road. Initially investment-driven, the Belt and Road will focus on building physical infrastructure first. This will create a need for a viable financing structure and investments to take place first. The Asian Development Bank estimates that developing Asia and the Pacific need $26 trillion in infrastructure spending from 2016 to 2030, or $1.7 trillion per year. That's more than double of the Development Bank's previous estimates made in 2009. Regarding priority infrastructure markets and sectors, infrastructures will be the first stage of development for Belt and Road Initiative. Meanwhile, plenty of urban and transport infrastructure development is underway in the Middle East, particularly the UAE and Saudi Arabia. The Middle East is our major cooperation partner for the Belt and Road projects. The Belt Road development projects will call for financing and investment-related services. The ensuing increase in cross-border trade, investment, and other economic activities will call for increased logistics, maritime, trading services, and professional services. Hong Kong is well placed to provide all these services, making it the ideal platform for overseas companies to access Belt and Road opportunities. As such, Hong Kong can act as an integrator for Belt and Road projects, which will boost Hong Kong's trade in goods and services with other Belt and Road economies. As you may be aware, Hong Kong is an international financial center which can help facilitate the Belt Road projects, since Hong Kong ranked first for 6 out of the past 10 years since 2009 in terms of IPO funds raised, and serving as an Asia premier fund management hub. It's also world's #1 offshore renminbi market. In addition, it provides a good platform for ODI and mainland China outbound FDI. Hong Kong ranked second after the US in FDI inward stock, amounting to close to $2,000 billion in end of 2018. While for FDI outward stock, Hong Kong ranked the 4th, bringing around $1,900 billion. In regard to infrastructure financing, Hong Kong officially became an AIIB member in June 2017. The AIIB is a multilateral development bank set up with a mission to foster sustainable economic development, create wealth, and improve infrastructure connectivity in Asia by investing in infrastructure and other productive sectors. Hong Kong is helping the AIIB to raise funds to finance various infrastructure projects. Our experience and expertise in the design, construction, operation, and management of major infrastructure have been well proven internationally. We are also an infrastructure financing facilitation office, which was established by Hong Kong Monetary Authority in July 2016 to facilitate infrastructure investments and financing. In particular, Hong Kong is serving as a springboard for mainland companies' outbound investment. Hong Kong's world-class services providers play a crucial role in enabling cross-border deals and partnerships for mainland enterprises, conducting due diligence, merger and acquisition analysis, feasibility studies, risk assessments, and other essential services. As such, Hong Kong is the perfect platform for overseas companies to attract mainland investments. In 2017, about 60% of mainland China's outward FDI flow was channeled to or through Hong Kong, according to the Ministry of Commerce. And mainland China is Hong Kong's largest source of external investment. Clearly, mainland enterprises are increasingly using Hong Kong as a platform to make global investments and acquisitions. As such, Hong Kong is best placed to be the channel for Chinese outbound investment in infrastructure. Hong Kong's role as a platform for Chinese outbound investment is supported by Hong Kong Trade Development Council, HKDDC. We start promoting Hong Kong's world-class service platform as the ideal conduit for facilitating Chinese outbound investment in 2011, with specific focus on the areas of green and manufacturing technologies, automation, and fashion brands. Since 2011, the HKDDC has organized over 150 promotional activities to promote Hong Kong as the ideal platform for mainland enterprises' outbound investment ventures, including investment and partnership missions for mainland enterprises to visit overseas markets, different research projects, a series of training sections, and many relevant seminars and conferences. More than 1,900 Hong Kong service professionals, 9,500 mainland investors, and 6,400 overseas project owners participate in these events, which include over 7,400 business matching meetings. The logistics and maritime services provided by Hong Kong are important to facilitate the Belt and Road Initiative. Taking, for example, the Hong Kong International Airport has been the world's busiest cargo airport in the world for 9 consecutive years to 2018, handling 5.12 million tons cargo and well connected to over 220 destinations. More than 120 airlines are using this airport. The container port is also one of the world's busiest container ports. Hong Kong had the world's 4th largest merchant fleet by threat of registration. A strong base of shipping companies own and manage nearly 10% of the deadweight tonnage of the world's merchant fleet. Hong Kong is able to provide world-class infrastructure and real estate and related services, and its experience in managing large-scale works projects. The architectural, surveying, and engineering services companies in Hong Kong provide a full range of services. These include consultancy, design, planning, and the management of infrastructure and related development projects. Many have proven records in large-scale projects across Asia and in other regions. Hong Kong is an international infrastructure hub with a range of international construction companies and talent. Hong Kong's building standards are based on British standards, which are recognized to be very high. For regional trade, Hong Kong is the regional hub, is the world's 7th largest trading economy, and the 8th largest exporter in merchandise trade in 2018. Total trade in 2018 was over $1 trillion and is mainland China's most important entry port. One important development I would like to mention is the Mainland Hong Kong Closer Economic Partnership Arrangement, CEPA, which is a comprehensive free trade agreement covering trade in goods, trade in services, investments, and economic and technical cooperation. Preferential treatment for Hong Kong businesses in the mainland market. Overseas companies can take advantage of CEPA by outsourcing to or partnering with a CEPA qualified company in Hong Kong to enjoy this advantage of developing the mainland market. Another area as the trading hub in Asia is the lifestyle sector's development in Hong Kong. This advantage is bolstered by Hong Kong's reputation as the shop window for Asia and a regional fashion center. We are ideally placed and equipped to help overseas companies expand into Asia. This role is cemented by our world-class international trade fairs. On the other hand, Hong Kong is a sourcing hub for overseas buyers to source stylish and quality products. Besides, Hong Kong is one of the world's key suppliers of clothing and clothing accessories and an emerging design talent center. Overseas fashion brands and companies can also use the Hong Kong platform or partner Hong Kong companies to enter Asia. Hong Kong is a key food trade platform, which overseas companies can use to expand into Asia. Hong Kong imports the best food products from around the world. As such, it's an important market for your food and beverage sector. Apart from consuming imported foods, we also help distribute the imported foods into the mainland through our established distribution and retail networks. The potential of the mainland food market is huge. The Chinese are gourmet loving people, and safe, pollution-free, and quality food items are much sought after. Moreover, with increasing spending power, consumers have shown markedly higher demand for packaged food and beverages from overseas. As such, there are plenty of opportunities for overseas food and beverage sectors to take the Asia and particularly the mainland market through Hong Kong. Talking about technology marketplace, companies in Hong Kong's technology sectors specialize in commercialization, application, industrial engineering. A number of clusters comprising local and foreign technology enterprises are active in undertaking R&D and innovation activities across the territory. Hong Kong is a natural hub through which technology streams to and from mainland China. The mainland is both the major source and the major destination of Hong Kong's trading of technology products. And there are many world-class technology fairs in Hong Kong. For example, the HKDDC Hong Kong Electronics Fair and Electronic Asia. They are the world's largest electronics marketplace. Therefore, overseas tech companies can export technology and other industrial designs to Asia through Hong Kong. Apart from setting up an office in Hong Kong for this purpose, you can also do so by selling the related IPs for arranging licensing, franchising agreement through Hong Kong, home to world-class fairs for these purposes. We are one of the world's major suppliers of quality products. Our products are sold at big department stores around the world, and we are trying to sell more here to help meet our growing demand for quality products. Hong Kong provides a wide range of world-class professional services. For example, its dynamic cluster of local and international law firms, CPA firms, and management consultants offer a wide range of services for a variety of business sectors, including trade, industry, construction, and maritime. These professionals can draw on their international expertise to conduct due diligence and valuation, provide advice on tax, legal, and risk matters, and provide help in dispute resolution, notably in the area of arbitration. Hong Kong is set to play an important role in the Belt and Road Initiative as the dispute resolution venue of choices for parties from the mainland China and Belt Road countries. Proper legal risk management is crucial for any Belt Road project in Hong Kong. With its modern legal infrastructure and expertise in dispute resolution, which is an ideal, natural, and neutral venue for resolving Belt and Road disputes. For other professional services like business management consulting, marketing services, trade-related services, and industrial testing and product design, all these sectors are the strengths of Hong Kong, thanks to the long history and experience in facilitating trade and international business in the world. I have explained Hong Kong's 6 roles that can help overseas companies capture buy-and-roll opportunities. Now I'd like to talk about how the HKTDC can help in this aspect. We provide information and business matching opportunities related to the buy-and-roll for a range of activities, including buy-and-roll portal, buy-and-roll summit, a major high-level conference in Hong Kong, other services, conferences, and forums with buy-and-roll elements, investment facilitation, particularly Chinese outbound investment missions, helping businesses explore opportunities, organizing missions to buy-and-roll countries, trade facilitation through HKTDC's trade fairs, online marketplace, product magazines, customized business matching, forming strategic partnership with leading organizations and institutions to facilitate our work in connecting companies with buy-and-roll opportunities. The HKTDC launched buy-and-roll portal on December 7, 2015, which served as a business facilitation and market intelligence platform for global businesses to seize opportunities arising from buy-and-roll initiative. You are welcome to access information through this website. Key features of the portal include a Hong Kong service providers database featuring a list of Hong Kong service providers from the sectors of infrastructure development, financial services, professional services, transportation, and IT. Businesses can also make use of the fee advisory service to apply online for a free consultation with Hong Kong professional institutions and service providers covering the areas of accounting, finance, infrastructure development, as well as legal aspects. The revamped portal highlights the search for investment projects with a range of projects being listed. The buy-and-roll portal also features relevant business cases covering different buy-and-roll markets and sectors. The long-term target is to develop the portal into an intelligence and marketing platform. The buy-and-roll summit was launched in 2016 to explore business opportunities presented to the world by the buy-and-roll initiative. The summit is jointly organized by the Government of Hong Kong Special Administrative Region and the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, senior government officials, representatives of international institutions, business leaders, industry experts from countries along and beyond the buy-and-roll to exchange views on multilateral cooperation and explore new business opportunities arising from the buy-and-roll initiative. The just completed buy-and-roll summit in Hong Kong in September last year attracted over 5,000 visitors from over 60 countries and regions, and over 90 influential government and business leaders spoke and shared their views at this high-level conference. On this occasion, I would like to extend invitation to all of you to attend the next buy-and-roll summit in Hong Kong on the 30th of November this year. The event will be conducted in virtual format, and if you are interested, please contact HKTDC Dubai Regional Office. To sum up, the buy-and-roll initiative is truly a once-in-a-global lifetime business opportunities. I believe the initiative will comprise in equal measure opportunities, challenge, and risks. We thus will need the right combination of operational base, talent, capital, and resources to capture these opportunities and manage the risks. Hong Kong is the springboard for you to do so. We at HKTDC strive to help turn this grand mission into action, assisting Hong Kong and you to make contribution to this great endeavor. And HKTDC is your best partner in buy-and-roll ventures, and I look forward to working with you all to build the foundation for this amazing initiative. I wish you all every success. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your insightful speech, Mr. Daniel Lam. Very well said. Let's keep going on the chat wall. We welcome all of our audience to interact with each other on the wall. I'd like to invite our third leader, Ms. Grace Hui, who is the Managing Director and Head of Green and Sustainable Finance, Markets Division of Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing Limited, with the responsibility for the development of HKEX's Green and Sustainable Finance Program. Ms. Hui is a member of both the Regulatory Oversight Board and the Sustainability Committee of the Hong Kong Institute of Certified Public Accountants, and co-chairs the Market Development Workstream of the Green and Sustainable Finance Cross-Agencies Steering Group established by Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Securities and Futures Commission. She will add more insights on this topic. Ms. Grace Hui, the stage is yours.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Grace Hui. I'm the head of Green and Sustainable Finance at Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing Limited. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to the Ministry of Economy of UAE for organizing this annual investing meeting. The main theme of this morning's topic is BRI sustainable investment and investment trends in post-crisis era, where Mr. Lam and Mr. Lee have already given you great insights. My talk is therefore more focused on how Hong Kong can support growing trends in BRI sustainable investment in post-crisis era. The COVID-19 crisis has caused setback in societies and economies across the globe. Yet, the pandemic has also served as a wake-up call to businesses and the financial markets that serve them, and that has created opportunities. According to the American Enterprise Institute data in the research report by Dr. Christoph Wang of the Green Belt and Road Initiative Center, overall investments in the BRI were US $23.4 billion in the first 6 months of 2020, a 50% decline in comparison to the same period last year. But Chinese investments in the non-BRI countries dropped even more by almost 80% to US $4.4 billion. What was interesting was that BRI investments show highest share of renewable energy investment in the first 6 months of 2020 during COVID. The highest investments were in hydropower, Pakistan with an $1.93 billion US investment, and Indonesia with an almost US $800 million investment. However, these amounts do not contribute near enough when it comes to greening the BRI, especially post-pandemic. Many of the BRI countries have explicitly made renewable energy a priority in meeting that need through their nationally determined contributions for the Paris Agreement. Taken together, 38 of the BRI countries have a target of installing 644 gigawatt of renewable energy from 2020 to 2030, which could take up to another US $644 billion in investment to achieve. This is a huge opportunity. During last year's Belt and Road Forum, green and sustainable development of BRI took center stage, together with debt sustainability. Accordingly, the Ministry of Ecology and Environment initiated the BRI International Green Development Coalition, which aims to support green development, green finance, green transport, green innovation, green urbanization, and green standards. The research report I mentioned earlier contained a number of key recommendations, including focus on projects that are financially sustainable, increase cooperation for BRI projects with external partners, increase use of common standards for ESG. These recommendations highly correspond to those set out in Decarbonizing the Belt and Road, a green finance roadmap published by Dr. Ma Jun, Dr. Simon Sadek last September. These include building capacity for green finance in BRI countries, promoting the adoption of green investment principles by global investors. Now, I found these reports I refer to very insightful and very readable too. I highly recommend you to read them if you are interested in green investment opportunities in the BRI. Going back to green investment principles, these represent a step towards a gold standard for green investment along the Belt and Road. There are about 30 major Chinese and global institutions that have signed up, including HKEX. So what role do we play here in Hong Kong? The short answer is to promote green and sustainable investing. As you may know, sustainable investing is becoming mainstream globally, and it is developing rapidly in Asia. Looking at the charts, more than $30 trillion were in sustainable investments globally in 2018, a whopping 130% increase since 2012. Japan's proportion of sustainable investments in 2018 grew by an impressive 200-fold compared to 2012. According to a more recent survey conducted by BNP Paribas, share of global investors that applied environmental, social, and corporate governance factors to at least a quarter of their total investments jumped from 48% in 2017 to 75% in 2019. Why do you think that is? This is largely due to the growing number of signatories to the Principles for Responsible Investment, which promote the incorporation of ESG factors into investment decision-making. Currently, the PRI has over 3,000 participating institutions, which together have over $100 trillion assets under management. These institutions have committed to do no harm, and some 20% of them have committed further by doing good. Recent signatories include some of Asia's big asset owners, such as the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Ping An Insurance Group in China, the Japan Post Insurance, and the Employee Provident Fund in Malaysia. The green investment principles have been developed based on the shared principles of existing responsible investment initiatives, including the PRI. So one way to promote the adoption of green investment principles by global investors may be to consider a proper linkage with the Principles for Responsible Investment. On the top right hand of the slide, you will see that in the United States, professional investors are expected to expand their holdings of ESG assets from $12 trillion in 2018 to $35 trillion by 2025. Indeed, there are many business opportunities in this region. Last month, UBS Wealth Management came out to say that they will now advise private clients to opt out for sustainable investments over more traditional options. Their clients in Asia are displaying growing interest in sustainable investments as the coronavirus shifts mindsets towards concerns about public health and the environment. Their private wealth business in Asia recorded a doubling of assets in sustainable investments since the beginning of last year, with the majority coming from the Greater China region. In a survey carried out by Private Wealth Management Association in Hong Kong, 79% of their member firms expect ESG investments to exceed 5%, with 36% expecting to exceed 10%. This trend is driven by high net worth individuals increasingly viewing ESG investing as a way to pursue philanthropy without compromising on investment returns. The development of green and social bonds and sustainable bonds has created a valuable new financing tool for corporates and sovereigns. As you can see from the charts below, a record of $269 billion worth of green, social, or sustainable bonds were issued in 2019, with China became the second largest green bond issuing nation in the world the same year. We have also seen a growing interest in green issuances in Hong Kong. As at the end of August, the total issuance amount of green bonds, social bonds, and transition bonds listed on our exchange increased by 56% to 35 billion Hong Kong dollars in comparison to the same time last year. With President Xi Jinping's announcements last month that China plans to go carbon neutral by 2060, the demand for green and sustainable financing to help with the transition is huge. Some said that reaching carbon neutrality by 2060 will require $5.5 trillion of investment over 30 years to radically overhaul China's energy system. The Belt and Road countries and the non-Belt and Road countries face a number of common challenges, including inadequate disclosure of ESG data, absence of market tools and standards on what is or is not green. Here's what we are doing at the exchange to ensure we are well positioned to capture the growth of sustainable investment from BRI and non-BRI countries. As both a market operator and a market regulator, we play a pivotal role in bringing together issuers and investors and can drive the development of sustainable market-based solutions. We can bridge the ESG integration gap by knocking down the barriers. Firstly, by increasing ESG information flow. Second, as providers of market infrastructure for sustainable asset classes. And third, as alternatives to bank finance and private equity for SMEs. As a responsible exchange, we want to lead the market for ESG information flow between our listed companies and investors. In June this year, HKEX announced plans to launch Asia's first sustainable and green exchange, also known as STAGE. It is a new information platform which will act as a central hub for data and information on sustainable and green finance investments in this region. We want to demonstrate HKEX's strong commitment to sustainability and, more importantly, to lead the development of green finance in the BRI and non-BRI countries, particularly given China's explosive growth in this area and our role as a super connector between China and the rest of the world. STAGE will promote the visibility, transparency, and accessibility of sustainable and green finance across asset class and product type. It will provide investors with access to a comprehensive database of sustainable and green investment. Our goal is to help issuers raise awareness of their sustainable and green financial products, whilst also offering investors and asset managers easy access to information for their due diligence, selection, and monitoring. To facilitate ESG integration in investment decisions, we are building an online repository with phase 1 to be launched before the end of the year, displaying information of green, social, and sustainable bonds listed on the exchange. After phase 1, we hope to introduce more green and sustainable products and services to the market, such as green asset-backed securities and technology solutions to improve ESG data mining, such that investors can get real-time ESG view of their investment portfolio. This comes to the end of my talk. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. You're right on point. I'd like to thank all of our 3 session speakers to share their visions of this topic. Shortly, we will be joined by a group of experienced investors from China to discuss the necessity and opportunity of new infrastructure. Stay tuned and with us. Dear attendees, if you have any questions, please feel free to post your questions on the video wall. We will share with our speakers and they will reply to you directly or through email. If you'd like to connect with our speakers, please move to the home lobby page. You will find the speakers by typing their names under Networking tab on the right hand of your screen. We welcome our audience to interact with each other on our chat wall. Please also do not forget to tag us on our social media handles with the hashtag AIM Digital.